The Menlo Knights return home as they host Lowell as the 2008 season continues here on CCSA. Alongside Ray Calcagno, I'm Casey McGuire. And Ray, Menlo has shown that they can travel to a couple far-off distances and get victories, and now they return home to take on Lowell in what should be a good game of contrasting styles on offense.
Well, you're right, Casey. It should be. Lowell comes from San Francisco, so they've had about a 40-mile trip or so. And they're running what is commonly called the scrum offense, which we'll try to describe for you once you see it. But really, there's two wing backs, people in close. There's no split ends, and the fullback, what's normally called the fullback, as we think of him, is really only about 2 yards, not even 2 yards, maybe a yard and a half back from the center. So they have 11 players really, really close to the line of scrimmage. And what Menlo's defensive assignment is going to be is to try and sort out, ward off the blocks. The linemen take very little splits, but they're going to try and ward off the blocks and then find the football and then make the tackle. It is commonly called a power football, with a lot of people in front leading. You'll see the quarterback pitch the ball to the running back, and then it'll be a blocker, the quarterback will be. And then some counter, where you start one way and come back the other. And very little passing, similar to a couple of the opponents that Menlo has played. I think they'll want to run the football, keep the clock going, make yardage via the run route rather than passing.
So Menlo won the toss, and they will receive to start the game. And they will quickly go out onto offense. Just underway, or about to get underway on a gorgeous night for football here at Woodside.
Now that is what is commonly called a bunch kick, or a possible onside kick, but Menlo was ready for it, and I think you'll see Lowell do that every time, and every opportunity they get to try it, they'll fake or else do that after they score.
And the kick, it's a short kick. It's going to be taken.
No, it's not. It's out of bounds.
So it might have been well served to try the short punch kick.
Well, they're going to force, Menlo's going to have them kick again, and they fake it and then go back into their regular spread kickoff. And let's see, Menlo could have taken the ball obviously on the 35-yard line, but we'll see where they get the ball on this one.
So this kick is a little bit better, still angled towards the left side of the field, taking about the 25-yard line. And room to run back up to about the 35 for number 9, Chris Ryan.
Now, I think that ball might have gone out of bounds too. It's too hard to gauge or judge. So Chris just grabbed it and got what he could. But that could have gone out of bounds. It could have forced him to kick again, and so on and so forth. But instead, Menlo is going to take over 1st and 10, about the 35, which is where they probably would have gotten it anyhow. So
Danny DeKroger leads the troops out onto the field for Menlo as Rice goes in motion to the near side. First play from scrimmage.
Shotgun formation.
DeKroger looking left. He's going to pull it down and run, and he is quickly swarmed over.
Well, Lowell looks like they made the necessary adjustment on this play, and so the coverage was there. The decision is not to throw, and so it ends up being a second and a little bit more than 10 yards. So Lowell does a nice job on their first defensive thrust against Menlo.
O'Halloran in motion. 3 receivers now to the near side. DeKroger now will bring it down and throw, this time on the run, intended for Jerry Rice Jr. It's incomplete.
Well, in this case, we're moving. We don't really get our feet set, and the ball is just a little bit off, overthrown. So it brings up a 3rd and about 12.
Rice again goes in motion.
Looks like they're manning in this case. Manning, at least Jerry Rice Jr.
DeKroger passing for Rice, and it's a little bit too far. And it'll be 3 and out for Menlo on their first possession.
Well, that's something we don't see a lot of. Usually Menlo's been able to, exploit the defense, pick up first downs. But in this case, nice job. Oh, bad.
Punt is bobbled, but he does a nice job to get a kick away.
And I think he kicks it with the off foot.
So a very impressive job by the Menlo punter. That was Lamulak, Chris Lamulak.
And he did kick it with his left foot. So still a nice job, a great job, because as we've talked about before, a punt can be a big turnaround. So here's the scrum offense. You see all 11 players are very close to line of scrimmage, and you'll see that usually 2-step motion. and a pitch back. That's one of the base plays off of this, and then the counter will be the play, look like that, give you that kind of look, and then come back the opposite way.
David Kwong, the ball carrier on first down, picked up about 5.
Similar play, and it's the same pitch and the same play. Menlo kind of shoestring tackle there, gets through, and it's a nice play. But as I mentioned, it's hard because those linemen are usually very big, and they are in this case, and they're very close together. So it's a 3rd and short. It's hard to find the football when you're on defense.
3rd and 2, just inside Menlo territory.
That was a little counter that time.
And they give it to Kwong again, and he is going to be short.
So it's going to be a 4th down, but I think on that side of the 50, they're going to go ahead and go for it. Now, it's hard to find the football. You can imagine we're having trouble finding it, looking here from the field view, and down on the field it's even tougher.
The pitch this time, and the
first
down picked up there by Kevin Lee.
And I'll tell you that in this case, it looks like, except for that tackle, it would have been a touchdown, a game-saving, in a sense, a touchdown saving by Chris Ryan. So it's going to be tough. This is what Lowell wants to do. Every play's been a run so far.
And indeed, they give it this time to Kwong again on that same pitch play we've seen. And he picks up positive yardage on first down.
Well, it's going to be a steady diet of this, and, in a sense, you look at it and say, well, not very imaginative. This is kind of the old days of football where you had 22 men and you just kind of slugged it out. Very, very little passing. That's what I would expect in this game from Lowell, unless they get behind and they have to catch up. They want to control the tempo and they want to control the clock. There's the counter, but this time a good defensive charge, and that will go ahead and stop the play all the time. And I think that might have been the counter that Lowell was going to run. So it's
excellent play by David Marachi, brings up 4th down, and they will go for it again here, just inside the 40.
Pass.
And a roll out to the left. Pass to the left is incomplete, as Ryan Louie, the quarterback, just missed his target, and it'll bring a change of possession, turnover on downs for the Knights.
Well, and Casey, what happens is it's run so much that that pass can suck you up. But nice job by Menlo stopping them there after they went ahead and figured out what the offense it was. And it's hard to go ahead and simulate that type of offense, obviously.
Pass intended for Morgan Schwenke goes through his hands as he was trying to make a nice catch coming back to the ball. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. And Marachi goes in motion. DeKroger pitches it to O'Halloran. That's incomplete.
Well, Menlo has yet to really make any plus yardage, and this is 5 plays. Of course, they've been plays that have just been off fingertips of receivers or intended receivers. A couple of missed opportunities. Let's see if they can capitalize here on what's a 3rd and 10.
DeKroger picks up the low snap, passes over the middle, and he's got his man open this time, as that's Jerry Rice Jr. coming across the middle of the field, and he picks up a 1st down for the Knights.
Well, that was a nice throw and catch, and that gets him kind of off the Snyder. It's nice to go ahead and and get that first down. Of course, you'd take touchdowns instead of them if you can, but at least there's not 3 and out and kicking and having to play against that scrum.
DeKroger looked like he was going to pitch it again, throws this one up incomplete.
That was the screen, I think. I think that was going to be a screen pass. You can see the lineman coming over, and O'Halloran is there looking for the screen. That was the intended receiver, but it was just too fast, too much penetration, a hard charge by Lowell's defense.
2nd and 10.
Quick pitch, nice play, and they've got the corner.
And they do have the corner. Room to the outside for Nick Mariyama, and he is inside the 40 down to the 32-yard line.
Well, that's a nice play because once they got, Lowell was coming inside with some kind of a blitz. Once they got the outside, Nick is able to pick up good yardage and got blockers out in front. So, a couple of nice plays there, giving Menlo a couple of 1st downs and now an opportunity to maybe score.
Shotgun formation for Menlo. 3 receivers to the right. DeKroger quick pass out to the left was intended for Schwenke, but he was a little bit behind him.
Well, I think in this case, you're looking for the single or one receiver side, and they did. Now they're switching around. Jerry Rice Jr. is now the split end rather than the flanker, the man in motion often.
Andrew McCall goes in motion, and they pitch it to Mariama.
Good play this side.
And he's got lead blockers out in front, but he couldn't quite turn that corner with speed, and that slowed him up enough for the tackle to be made.
Well, Lowell did a better job this time. It looked like he was going to get to the corner, but they held him up, and the pursuit got there. So it's 3rd and about 7 or 8.
Shotgun formation again for Menlo. DeKroger, deep pass down the left side, looking for Jerry Rice. He goes up and grabs it. And a nice job of reacting to the underthrown pass. He went up and made the play, and a big play for Menlo.
Well, just as you said, Casey, you as a receiver, you're always looking for where is the ball being thrown, where can I get the position on the defender. In this case, Jerry Rice Jr. had position, went up, and it was just like an offensive rebound and made the play. So nice job. 1st and 10. Looks like another screen.
Pass to O'Halloran. He's got room to the near side, and he is in for a touchdown.
Just like that, and it was a nice play. What we saw here, what we thought, it was a screen. O'Halloran comes across the formation, makes the catch, and then kind of bulldogs his way into the end zone. So a nice play and a good score for Menlo's first touchdown. High snap.
Point after looks a little wide right, and it is. So Menlo gets on the scoreboard, but they can't tack on the PAT, and they lead it 6-0. So the Knights do a nice job moving the football downfield that time as they finally got in sync. As you mentioned, Ray, got off the schneid, and that really after that one first play, they moved it pretty much at will.
Well, and that's what you want to do. You want to be able to go ahead and go down and score, put the put Lowell in a little bit of a hole, make them play some catch-up, maybe get them out of that run-oriented football style. But, 6-0, I think Lowell's going to continue to do what they've been doing, which would be the scrum formation and running rather than passing.
Indeed, they set up in that same formation, 3 men in the backfield. And the handoff goes to David Kwong.
Well, they're going to pitch the ball most of the time. That's one of their base plays. You'll see a 2-step motion, usually by one of the wingbacks, and it'll either be a pitch to that wingback or else a counter to the other back. So you're thinking, oh, it's going right because of that motion, but sometimes it'll come back left. Now that's what I'm saying is the counter in this case.
2nd down and 8.
Somebody jumped, probably Menlo. That's my guess. They can put one man in motion just like Menlo does. Usually Menlo goes across the formation. In this case, they do what's called 2-step motion. The back goes back 2 steps and looks for that pitch. So Menlo was offsides, 2nd and short. You don't want to give them too many opportunities like that.
2nd and 4, and they pitch it again. And still on their feet, moving downfield is Kwong, and he picks up a 1st down and a little bit more.
Well, it's unusual to see this type of offense. As a matter of fact, not many people run it, but it's difficult. You've got to stop the initial charge of the lineman and then find the football. And some people, you play it different ways, but it's hard to get used to it.
Pitch goes to Kwong again. This time he's wrapped up in the middle of the line.
Well, similar to a defense or an offense, that we saw last week with that triple option. What you need is good penetration, and that time Menlo got the penetration. These linemen are very, very close together. There's really no separation for the lineman, and as that fullback, he's just an extra blocker right in there. There's the counter, and again, pretty good defense. Menlo was ready for it. Didn't fool him.
Handoff went to number 3, Wang Han, and Han picks up a couple yards. As time winds down here in the first quarter, coming up on a minute left to play. Menlo out in front, 6-0.
Now, the back in this case is a little bit further back. He doesn't start at the wing, and they gave it to the fullback, the man that's very, very close to the quarterback, and he just bursts through the line and picks up, 8 or 10 yards. So Menlo makes the tackle. You cannot miss these guys if they get into the secondary. That's the key.
That was Joaquin Torres, his first carry of the ball game, as should be the final play of this first quarter. And the handoff around the outside goes to David Kwong, and Kwong is close to the 1st down.
Well, that would be a sweep, and there is a flag on the